the ultimate New England road trip. 6 states, endless adventure. Today's guest will share the places that she has been to, the places for you to stay, and of course, the best places to eat New England type food. Brittnee, if someone were planning a trip to any of the 6 New England states, what is the one thing you would say is a must do?
Definitely visit them during the fall to see the beautiful leaves.
The fall leaves. I love that time of year. Yes. And we're going to get into all of the things that people do not want to miss in the New England states. If you're new to Inspire Travels with Patti, I'm Patti Hunt, and I created this podcast to inspire you to live life to the fullest. For me, that is about travel. And it's more about the places you go and how you immerse yourself in the culture, the experiences you have, and not just those big places, but some of the small, cool places is just as important. And today we are going to cover the 6 New England states. I have Brittnee Torres, who married her teenage sweetheart and best friend, Mark, and they travel life with their 2 daughters, Bella, who is 18, and Maya, who is 16, and their poodle, Paisley. Did I say his name right?
Yeah.
Okay. And they are about making memories, chasing sunsets, and choosing adventure over what if. They have lived in Rhode Island pretty much most of their lives and have done road trips, RVing, and camping, which they do as often as possible. Welcome, Brittnee, to Inspire Travels with Patti.
Thank you.
So you had shared when we spoke that you spent 2 years full time in an RV with 2 babies, but you were stationed in your grandparents' backyard for those 2 years. And I just want to remind my audience that they were in Rhode Island and they stayed in that RV through the winter. And you said that experience, and I quote, was difficult. You, in talking about it, weren't really happy and excited about that experience. So I have to ask, what made you then decide to start traveling and get an RV and travel in that RV for the last 4 years?
Well, when you realize how fast your kids grow up, you want to make as many memories as possible. Mark came home with a surprised camper for us, and the rest was history.
So tell me a little bit more. So you had this experience in the RV, and I believe you were like, that was not going to be something that you were going to do. I can't even imagine. I've had, my own little kids in a house and sometimes felt stuck because it was cold, but I can't imagine what that would have been like in an RV. So when he came home with this travel trailer, what camper, what got you to the point where you said, okay, let's travel?
Well, he came home with a truck camper at first, and the girls were like, Dad, no way. We're not all fitting in this thing. So we went to an RV show, and I fell in love with one, and beknownst to me, he went and bought it. And I was hesitant at first, and he kept saying it's going to be different traveling around rather than just staying in my grandparents' backyard.
So what was it that you loved when you first got out on the road? Because you didn't have experience in an RV. I didn't either, so I didn't know what it was going to be like. What was it that got you to fall in love with it, where not only have you been doing it for 4 years, but anybody watching your channel knows that you are really feeling stuck because it is snowing and the trailer cannot get out. So what made you feel like, hey, yeah, this is fun?
The first trip we took up to New Hampshire, and the kids both brought their friends, and to see the kids' faces and how happy they were made it worth everything. Not to mention, you get to see all different states and different places, and you have your home with you.
Yeah, that's what I loved about it as well. Okay, so now you've traveled extensively through the 6 New England states, and we are going to cover each state one at a time. I decided to start at the top in Maine. So can you give us something that you see in Maine that people should not miss, other than the fall leaves, which I absolutely agree with? What is it? What is something in Maine that people must see?
We like the mountains. We're mountain people over beaches, but Maine has both. So if you like beaches or mountains, it's perfect state for you.
So the sightseeing.
Yeah.
Okay. Something else in Maine. What else should we go see that you recommend for people?
If you want to be way up in the mountains, we liked Moosehead Lake. There's a nice small lake there. We've gone snowmobiling up there. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. The closest Dunkin' Donuts, I think, was 2 hours away. So, yeah,
So you better bring your coffee.
yeah, definitely. And
Okay.
there was no like self service or anything. No, the there was nothing. No internet, anything. So
So let's talk about Maine and places to stay. Obviously, you've stayed in an RV. Do you have some places in Maine to recommend people to stay?
we stayed at the Naples KOA when we went up. Um, that was our second trip. So there was lakes around there, cute little towns. We stayed mostly at the campground. We ventured out a little bit, but it was very family oriented.
And then, are there any of your favorite places in that area? I know when I went to Maine, and when I think about Maine, absolutely think about lobster. I love it. Any of your favorite places you would recommend?
Well, near Naples, like I said, we didn't really leave that campground much. There was some pizza places and a couple of restaurants, but we cooked at the campground. Um, Growing up in New England, I think I'm all lobstered out. When I was younger, I loved them, but I'll still eat a typical lobster. If somebody wants to open it for me, I'm over that.
Right. There you go.
But there was restaurants that seafood, pizza, right around the campground because there is the lake over there.
Okay. So you can get all those types of foods there. Again, when I go to Maine, that's what I'm going for, in all honesty. I want to see eat lobster and all the seafood. Okay. So let's move into Vermont. What's there? What do you recommend?
Vermont again. We went to two quiet campgrounds. The first one, oh gosh, I'm gonna forget the name of it. Oh, Lake Bomoseen, KOA. Um, there we found a rodeo nearby. That was quite an adventure down this total dirt mud road. Thank God we were in a truck. But I wore flip flops to the rodeo. My brother was with us and had his ginormous shoes. Good thing nobody knows me there. And I wore his big boots. The kids from that rodeo, they wanted to stay. They did not want to leave. It was such an amazing experience to see down this, like I said, a dirt road that you would never know this farm was at. It was beautiful. The views of the mountains, quiet.
And that's one of the things I love about travel. There's, your state parks, national parks, all these big type places that a lot of people go. But I love that experience that not a lot of people think of, like a rodeo. I mean, and it just sounds like that would be a lot of fun. I would say that that's something that would usually be in my list of things to do. But again, it sounds like a cool, different experience. So now in Vermont, you also stayed at a KOA and you mentioned a KOA. Do you have the membership with
Yeah.
KOA? I know they have memberships. Okay. So for people listening that are RVers, there are KOA type memberships. I don't have a KOA membership. I don't know much about it, but that is a way to, stay at campgrounds at a discounted price. So I just want to put that out there. Any places in Vermont you'd recommend? So there's obviously a lot of activity. There's nature, there's hiking there. Any places that you have that you especially like food wise?
Yeah, we actually stayed at another campground last year in Vermont. I think it's in Braintree. I could be pronouncing it wrong, but there was this little family-owned restaurant that we just stumbled upon. It was called Wayside Restaurant. They've been open over 100 years.
I love those kind of places. And we're going to put all of these places in the show notes for people who are listening, so they don't have to try and remember. We are going to put them in the show notes. I love those family owned home cooking. You know, you have the whole family kind of waiting, working there. And the food is usually really good. I love
Mhm.
those places. Okay. Anything else in Vermont before we move into New Hampshire?
Definitely visit a sugar house.
What's a sugar house?
So they make maple syrup there, and we toured one. And they show you exactly how they do it. They give you a video to watch, and then if it's during their on season, they will actually show you the process of it being done. And you need to have maple ice cream.
Maple ice cream.
Yeah,
Wow.
we had
Okay,
it
that
for breakfast.
works. Well, ice cream for breakfast makes total sense. You've got your protein, your carbs, your sugar. Like, I'm all for it. Sounds good to me. So, okay, a sugar house. Awesome. Making maple syrup. That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Okay, we ready to move into New Hampshire? Or do you have anything else for Vermont?
New Hampshire's my favorite state, so we can move
Oh,
on.
it is. Okay. I did not know that. New
Yeah,
Hampshire, to talk about it.
we've been up there all my life, but it's quite different to see in a camper. Um, you get to see more of nature. Um, our favorite campground up there is Chicora, and that is a KOA surprise. But they have like back paths through the woods over the Chicora River. Um, you can go out on it. We've gone out on paddle boats. It's beautiful.
That sounds incredible. I mean, honestly, and to your point of experiencing an area from an RV, and for those people who don't travel by RV, who don't have one, you could still go into a campground and go to a cabin. There are RV rentals, so you could have an RV brought in and rent. I highly recommend, and you mentioned it, being in a campground because it's a whole different experience. So, okay, any other things in New Hampshire, restaurants, places that people absolutely need to see?
Well, I wanted to add too to the campground. They also have like a teepee type tent you can stay in there too, which is pretty cool.
That's cool. So I guess that's similar to a yurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, which I hadn't known what that was. So for those people who want to know what a yurt or a teepee type tent is, I'll try and get pictures and put it in the on the YouTube video side of it. Okay, so what else in New Hampshire?
Lake Winnipesaukee. That's another beautiful area. You can go out on the lake. Um, they have, I believe, jet ski rentals and everything out there. We stayed at a campground that actually had water slides, so which is fun.
Cool. Yeah. So you could get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
All of the whole family has something.
Over near Chicora, we actually found a ice cream place that sells my favorite maple ice cream. So I have to look up the name of that one, but it was almost tasted as good as the homemade in Vermont.
Wow. And I've never even heard of maple ice cream, which I'm born and raised in Philadelphia. Never heard of it. So something absolutely to try.
Yep.
That is a favorite of yours. I can see you,
Yep.
your eyes lighting up.
Lincoln is obviously a big place up in New Hampshire. They have the ice castles, a lot of hiking trails that we enjoy. There's Clark's Trading Post nearby, and um, we like a restaurant called Brittnee's over in Lincoln. They serve breakfast and dinner.
Okay.
And then there's the Common Man restaurant too in Lincoln. That's really good.
So good food choices.
Mhm.
And again, I'm sure there's a lot of campgrounds up there as well as the one you mentioned,
Yep.
and hotels and other type of places for people to stay if they're going to the area without an RV.
another good campground too is Saco River. Uh, we went there and went. The river access is right at the campground, and we took tubes out, and the water was wild that day. But the kids had an awesome time. They can't wait to go back there too.
That sounds fun. That is right up my alley. I
Yeah.
love that idea. Okay. Are we go with New Hampshire? We ready to move into Massachusetts? You have something else, I
One
think.
more. You must
Okay.
drive down the Kancamagus Highway.
I'd have to Kancamagus. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. The Kancamagus Highway. What is the Kancamagus Highway?
It stretches between Lincoln, New Hampshire. It leads you from Lincoln. I believe it brings you out into Conway. It's Conway, I believe, right over there. Um, I don't know how long it is. It's pretty long. High elevation. I believe it's not the highest in New Hampshire, but it's pretty high. Tons of pull off spots to see the beautiful views of the mountains. There's hiking trails. It's just a must drive down road. It's pretty long, so there's no gas, there's nothing. So make sure you gas up before you go down, and just take your time and enjoy it. It's beautiful.
That again sounds like an incredible road to be on. And so now is this a road if somebody has a great big rig, like a huge fifth wheel or something, can they be on that road? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I think I wouldn't
Um,
pull mine down it, but I think you can bring them down. They're pretty windy. It depends how ambitious you are, I guess. I don't know. I'd be afraid to drive my camper down it.
Okay, so, and again, this is a good point for those who do drive an RV. You should have an RV safe GPS so that you know whether
Mhm.
your rig is okay. That sounds like one of those kinds of roads. My husband and I had a 40-foot Class A and we towed a car, and there are roads that you can't go on. So, just as putting that out there for people.
I see a lot of motorcycles and just tourists down it, but
Right.
it's a one of a kind view.
Before we get into Massachusetts, so before we continue with the states, just to add on, I want for we are talking a lot about RVing. You guys are RVers, but there are road trips certainly that people could take. There are places for people to stay. For those people traveling in an RV, I highly recommend Open Roads Fuel Card. So they have the fuel card for diesel fuel. They have a toll pass that covers all 48 states. Just want to put this out there. They are not a sponsor of the show, but I just want to let people know. They also have VIP access, which allows you access to certain campgrounds and discounts and things like that. I'm going to put that in the show notes for anybody interested in checking out ways to make travel easier and save money. So, okay, now we're going to get into Massachusetts, which is a state I've spent some time in. But what are your recommendations?
We love Normandy Farms Campground. Uh, it's more of a resort style. There's four pools, indoor and out. Um, they have animals. Um, Trying to think what else they got going on over there. There's a lot. It's just very family oriented. There's beautiful cabins, a lot of activities for the kids.
I actually interviewed the people who run and own the place, Normandy Farms. Did you
Mm.
mention it? I've never been there, but they also do some big fundraiser, and I don't remember what it was for. I'll put that information in the show notes. But when I looked at the pictures of the place and I talked to the people, and it is family owned and run, and they just have like their heart is in it.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's a pretty incredible place.
and it's very, very clean. Very. We were really impressed.
Oh, that's good. Okay, Normandy Farms, good place to stay. And I love that they have cabins, so I could go check it out.
Yes.
What else in Massachusetts? Things that we should go see?
We've done the Thousand Trails Cape Cod. Well, it's Gateway to Cape Cod. Um, they actually have a path that leads to a cranberry bog that you can walk to, which was so cool to see.
What is it, Cranberry Bog?
That's where I guess I don't know if you call it grow cranberries, but that's where they are harvested and everything. It's pretty neat.
That sounds cool. Like you see on the commercials,
Yeah,
ocean Ray,
Yeah,
get okay, all right. That's cool.
you can drive down to the national park over there. We went and saw some of the lighthouses. One of them is the one that's on the Cape Cod chips. We actually seen the lighthouse, which was pretty cool. And they have a lot of like little historical towns over there, which is really pretty. I can't think. We stopped at like this little, just a little tiny restaurant. And we grabbed a sandwich for lunch, and it was really good. I can't remember the name of it, but it was down on the way to the national parks through the little towns.
I've spent a lot of time over the last couple years in Boston, and the one thing that I found was the best cupcake place in the country. Like I've got to share. It's called Whoop De Doo and Cupcakes too, and it is. And we talked about it. It's off of I guess 95, whatever main road we took from Philadelphia up into Boston. It was only like 10 minutes off the road in Sturbridge. I'll put it in the show notes. But their chocolate cake with chocolate icing, it's like death by chocolate type of thing is amazing. It's really amazing. So I'm going to put my 2 cents in on that.
I got to try that cupcake place. um,
Hmm.
but we also have gone to the Boston KOA. There's another like name on there, but it is considered Boston. Um, we stayed there and gone up to Salem for the day during like Halloween town time.
That has to be something else.
Yeah,
Like that has to be a whole other
yeah,
experience.
yeah. You have to get there like very early in the morning, or you will not get a parking spot. So,
Right?
but it's a fun thing to do at Halloween time.
You mentioned Thousand Trails. There's also memberships for that. I'm going to put some information in the show notes if people want to check out either of those if you're RVing or you just want to be in a cabin. Okay. Anything else in Massachusetts we shouldn't miss?
Plymouth. Um,
Mm,
there's the Plymouth Plantation, Plymouth Rock. That's pretty cool to see, and it's learning experience for the kids or just for anyone.
right. It's a lot of history
Yeah,
there for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Let's go into Connecticut.
We're actually securing a seasonal site this year in Connecticut. So at Odita, that's a campground in Basra. Um, they got a lake view, live music every, I believe it's Saturday night on the lake. Um, Beautiful new pool and huge spa. It's a nice resort.
Yeah. That sounds like my kind of camping.
And you can visit. There is cabins.
Hey, I'll come visit you guys
Great.
as soon as it gets warm.
They also have like a little ice cream shop, a restaurant, and mini golf. So,
Okay, the question though is, do they have maple ice cream?
no.
So maybe you could convince them to get some.
Right? I know.
Okay, so why did you choose Connecticut for where you were going to put your RV?
It's kind of convenient between Mark's work. I work um, between 3 states, so it's fine for me there. And our daughters can go back and forth as they please. So
Right, right. Okay. Anything else in Connecticut? Things to see? Yeah.
Mystic Seaport is beautiful. They have the Mystic Aquarium. There's shops, little historical town that you can walk through, and it's really cute. And then we've been to the Niantic KOA as well. That one is pretty cool. There's a shuttle there to the beaches. They have like a hiking path that you can walk to, and it's pretty cool. They hide little coins around for the kids, gives them something to do, and they can cash them in for candy.
Whoa, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That's great. So let's move into Rhode Island, which is your home state.
Yep.
What do we have to do there? What should we see?
Definitely, you could stay at Fisherman's Cove. When I was little, my grandparents actually had a seasonal site down there for several years. And I would stay with them during the summer, and the beaches are right there. That's you can go out and pick lobsters right off the boats.
Okay. Now I'm in.
Yep. The restaurant over there is George's of Galilee, which is wonderful. It's all seafood. Um, and you could take the ferry right from over there to Block Island, which is pretty neat.
So a lot of amazing places. I mean, I just feel like when you're talking the water, the mountains, the views, just sounds incredible. Like you said, in the fall leaves. I would imagine when spring really hits, driving up, my whole plan was to drive up to the New England states in the spring and see all the spring flowers that are blooming. It's got to be amazing up there during the spring as well. And then the summer is, of course, a great place to go because it is so hot
Yep.
in most of the other parts of the country. So being up in the New England states, I had planned to go up there probably 2 or 3 years, and maybe this is the summer that I'll make it up there and really
We'll
spend some
see you.
time. Yes, I would love that. If I come knocking on your door, you'll have a couch for me.
Oh, we do. We have plenty of room.
That'd be so much fun. Well, Brittnee, I want to thank you so much. Is there anything else we didn't cover that you've thought of as we're talking?
There is a lot of like hiking trails and stuff in Rhode Island as well, and definitely visit Narragansett Beach.
All right. And again, all of these things will be in the show notes. You gave a lot of incredible places that I want people to be able to go to and, check those places out. So that is awesome. And as I said, people can check out Brittnee at Traveling with the Torres, and you are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. People could reach out and ask questions. So anybody that's looking to go to New England, ask Brittnee questions. I'm just sending people to you, Brittnee. I didn't check that with you, but I know you'll be more than happy
Oh,
to
absolutely.
help people.
Yeah.
Thank you again for taking the time to be on Inspire Travels with Patti podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I it was great, and I'm sure there's a lot more. Your content on social media will give people a lot more ideas of what to do in New England. So thank you.
I have a whole fall bucket list on there somewhere. So
Ah, yes, that'll be great. And I'll share it on my channels on Inspire Travels with Patti. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. So I'll share that. Make sure my audience also gets to see your New England bucket list. That's great.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Travel isn't just about where you go, it's about how you live. And I'm reminding you to live life to the fullest every day.